One of the best deals ever made happened this week. Let's see what I bought. Welcome to PS2 Mini Games.
PS2 Mini Games.
Hello guys, welcome to PS2 Mini Games. Morale has increased greatly in the last week. As you saw last week, for a mixture of tyres and deer, it wasn't a great week for me last week, I must be honest. But things have picked up rapidly for the channel, and the tyres will be taken care of, so yeah. Tyres done. In all seriousness, last week was a bit of a, not so much a low point for the channel, for me personally, but it's like, my luck was terrible last week. It really was. It was bad. But then luck completely did a Uno reverse card. Uno reversal! And I was playing a little later on when I get full into detail, but let's just say I managed to get a game. It's my most expensive game I ever bought. It's now my most expensive game I now own. It's been coming. It's been coming for a while.
I'm coming hard.
I've been looking for this, and I finally managed to buy it for I won't say an amazing price, but a fantastic price. In my eyes, amazing is above fantastic. So last week, obviously, was Newmarket CEX. The 3 games I got, including this one here, Taxi Rider. Now, unbeknownst to me, obviously, I have a couple of people from Ireland who watch me. One of them being Mr. Murray. I speak to him quite reasonably often. We have had the idea of buying games from RSCXs and just transport them over here. He is still willing to do that. There are some games in Ireland's CEX, so Europe CEXs, that are significantly cheaper than they are in Great Britain. This is one of them. I believe it's something ridiculous, like in Ireland you pay maybe 10 euros, 5 euros for this game. It's literally not that expensive over in Ireland. And over here I had to pay 45 quid. So that was not so much a mistake, it's just I didn't know. So I'm going to have to go through RSCX website again and see if there's anything there that is actually so much cheaper than over here. Because obviously it's all PAL. Ireland obviously speak English, I believe. I don't know, I've never been to Ireland, but I certainly do. I'm going to say, yeah, you know what I mean. Obviously, nearly everyone speaks English in Ireland, but obviously they've got their own language. Collie the Holly, I don't know. Oh God. I mean no harm by that, by the way.
Are these the things we think of when we think of the Irish?
Next week I'll actually be away again. I will be away in the Yorkshire area, South Yorkshire. So I don't know if we're going to do any game hunting. There was a plan to do some game hunting, but then this purchase happened. And I'll explain later why that makes a big difference and what's going for the future of the channel. Because, yeah, spent a lot of money. Anyway, yes, we'll get into it very, very soon. There's a couple more things I've got to go through. Gaming markets, probably the next one I'm going to, well, not so much gaming market. I know there is a gaming event in Norwich, some coming up in the next month or so. I'll be attending that. Milton Keynes gaming market, I'm almost certainly will be going to that one because it's just handy. And there was one in October that's not that horribly far away I'll be going to. So there's going to be one a month, which would be good because I've got a better chance of finding what I need at a gaming market than I have at a CEX. You would think, which we'll find out in the future. But in the next month, it's going to be just ab-living like I always do because A, after today's buy, finances won't be that great for the next 2 to 3 weeks. B, on my holiday next week, I actually want to it might sound stupid. Doing this, I enjoy this still to this day, but sometimes, I don't feel pressure, but sometimes I like to find things and I do enjoy game hunting, but sometimes, and especially when I went 2 months ago in June when I went to 9 CXs, by the last 3 CXs, I got to the point where it's I'm doing this for the channel, not so much for my enjoyment. But that was because I did 9 CXs in 2 days. I'm not going to do that again. That was mentally draining. The only time I do 8 CXs will probably be when I hit Birmingham with Dan, because at some point in the future, and we have agreed to this, when we go to Birmingham, we're going to do all 8 CXs at the same day or the same 2 days. Because I got nothing against Birmingham, but it's the second biggest city for a reason. It's big, and I'm sure driving across Birmingham will be horrific.
yeah? I live in Smethwick, Birmingham. If you want the fucking ball, come down Smethwick Hospitality. I'll come out of the house and I'll break your fucking legs.
Anyway, we're going to throw a commercial break in now. Dave will be editing this, so he gets to choose this time. Have fun with that one, Dave. I'll see you on the other side, and we'll go through what I bought and how important it is. See you on the other side. And welcome back.
Hello!
Right, let's actually get to the serious aspect of this episode. Yes, we're getting serious once. So in the last 18 months, I've mentioned multiple times there's 3 games that are very expensive and incredibly rare. It's now 4, but the 4th one is so rare I'm ready to talk about it. First one being Quan. Now Quan, I've never actually seen a physical copy of. It's worth multiple hundreds of pounds now. It used to be significantly cheaper, but in the last year and a half, it's just gone gone up. When I actually see a physical copy of that, I will most likely buy that on the spot if I have the money, because it is that rare. Report from Michigan, or Report to Michigan, I can never remember what it's called. That's probably the rarest of the 3 main expensive games. It's not the most expensive one, actually probably the cheapest of the 3, but it's just so rare to find. It's that rare. Obviously, in the latest 3 or 4 months, I knew of this. I knew it existed, but gun clubs come more to the front now because CX put it on their website with their rarities. Gun Club will be by far the hardest game to find. It is only released in Italy for a PAL release. It is so expensive. In the auctions, you're going to be paying maybe $1,000 for that game. I'm not even joking when I say that. You're going to be paying probably $1,000 because it's that rare. That will be the hardest thing to find, and probably the one thing that breaks me on this channel. Yeah, but the 4th one, and the one that is not so much the most common I speak about, but the one actually is most commonly known as a really expensive game, is Rule of Rose. This Rule of Rose. Yes, I finally bought it. I am immensely ecstatic that I actually managed to get this. This is the Italian version, by the way, because there's different versions. So it plays in English, obviously PAL. I'm very ecstatic that it's in a very good condition. I've changed the case because the original... I'll explain. So the original case was fine, but the actual this bit here was not 100% like... You know what I mean? It wasn't fastening 100%. And I was like, no. I paid a lot of money for this. We're going to fasten that disc to the case. For information, by the way, I will be sleeving this. I will be covering it in silk. Yeah, I'm only doing this while I'm holding this, so if I try not to drop this, but that is what I'm gonna easy, Adam, easy. Don't like doing this. There we go. So obviously that's what the disc normally looks like. And before anyone asks, this is actually real. I did get worried about that. It has the I don't know if you can see that, but there you can see that tint there. It has the icons, noticeably there and there. Fake discs find it very hard to replicate that. Obviously, inside PS2, like rim. Hello, by the way. And it's actually in fantastic condition. At a CEX, you will have to play with a manual minimum 495. Obviously, this is going to be in Italian because it's the Italian release. So, but the artwork's pretty good. I mean, it's very good until. For full disclosure, I paid $300 for this, so I pretty much paid 60%, which is fantastic. I mean, I saved 200 quid from buying the CEX. So, yes, ecstatic. Ecstatic is not even the word to describe this. I've now finally owned one of the top 4 ones. Probably the most common one to find. but I don't care. I own it. The next one is probably gonna be easy to find. Will be Quan. I'm just gonna put that to the side right now, just for talks. A lot of people don't really understand why that's such a rare game and why it's so expensive. We're gonna go through this to somewhat of knowledge, but basically this is what I understand. So 2006, the Atlas makers of the game, well, I say Atlas, 505 Game Street, but Atlas, same people, just different name, made the game. This game, by the way, is a psychological horror. It's on the same lines of Silent Hill and Haunting Grounds, also respective games in their own right. Simply put, there were a lot of, how can I put this? Before we go any further, I want to say point blank, I have not played this game. I'm just what I've read about this game. I will play this game. We'll see what it's like. But from what I understand, this game was not so much pushing the boundaries of what they can get away with, but there were some strong aspects of what they want to put up, the like child psychology, when there's like no rules, that kind of thing. How can I describe this? Basically, they were pushing the boundaries of what children would think if they like had no like morals. I would go with that one. Anyway, 2006. Sony of America, obviously the main distributors of PS2 games in America, wouldn't touch us with a barge pole, stating that this was not a game they were looking to associate themselves with. That should give you some kind of hint of what kind of horror aspects this game has. So Atlas wanted to, and I believe did publish it in America themselves. And I believe the American copies are cheaper than our copies. I could be wrong. Dave had to look that one up. But in Europe, there was a lot of shenanigans. We'll go on that one. An Italian magazine released an article about this game, stating what aspects of this game was and how it played, that kind of thing. And that's when the politicians got involved. And the politicians, like most politicians and media got involved. When the media just started straight up lying about aspects of the game, the politicians saw that and just jumped on it because they were like brownie points. So the politicians and the media, for some reason, made up the following. They said this game had child sadomasochism. Not true. That's absolute lie. Underage exorcism. Also a complete fabrication. So basically, through the media and through politicians who just wouldn't shut up and stop lying about this game, a lot of countries either did not publish it or published it in very limited quantities. Australia just said, nope, not having that. Great Britain, England, we didn't get it either. They were basically going to release it, but there's such pressure, they was like, no, not worth the effort. So this game only really got released in certain European countries. And my version comes from Italy, so that's one of the countries it got released in. But obviously the European, you can't, as I understand it, I could be wrong, you can't get a British version of this. It was not released. I could be utterly wrong about that one, that's what I've read. If I'm wrong, please tell me, because I've done some reasonable research in this. So through the utter lies of the media and politicians following what the media said, this game got banned, and basically now it's an expensive rarity. So I can blame the media for me paying such a large amount for a game. Ironically, the game through reviews came up average. Usually like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I don't usually care about reviews. It's your own game, you enjoy it if you want, but usually horror games come up pretty like with good reviews. Silent Hill, good reviews. Haunting Ground in the last 2 or 3 years, people are starting to realise that's actually quite a good game. But this game came up with a bit of a with reviewers. So I will play this in my own time and I will give my own opinion on this. But that's basically the gist of why this game's so rare, why it's so expensive, and why it's got some kind of, and why the media basically screwed us gamers over. What you notice, by the way, nearly all the top end games are either horror or got some like instance of horror. So the horror genre is worth a lot of money, especially in PS2. So I would say the horror genre, cost-wise, could easily account for maybe a third of how much it's all worth. Maybe even 40%, because it's that ridiculous. Maybe even half. I might get a half. Anyway, so easy, Adam, easy. Buying this was fantastic. I now own this. I will now put this in its own like little like trail cabinet, give it its own perch or something. So I did say at the start of the year, what I want to do at the start of the year. I made a video in January of things I want to achieve this year. Buying one of the top 3 was one of them. So getting it done by late July is fantastic. And I'm going to be fully honest with you, it wasn't entirely intentional. I was on eBay one day and I was watching this and it's like, because I check if things are real. And I was like, it looks very real, it looks very honest. And I put a max bid in 6 days before I ended. And I was on the assumption, I'll get beaten, And I won. I was like, wow, that was easy. And you can always tell something's real when the seller sends it by special delivery, which means they paid about £10 of their own money to send it. So it's like, okay, this gives me confidence it's real. And then when it got here, I checked, yeah, this is definitely the real article. So a static week for the channel, a static week for my collection entirely, and by far my most expensive game. So next episode will be what I picked up from Last Level Games 2 weeks ago. I got a few games, so that's fun. After that, I'm literally flying by the wind because I've been nowhere. And as you can imagine, the fact I've just dropped that much money on one game, buying games in the next 2 or 3 weeks might not be happening because I don't have the monies. Will we still doing episodes? Yeah, you still get at least 1 episode a week. I tried to aim for 2, but you'll be getting probably 1 at the moment because I won't have much to talk about. I don't want to give you something that's not going to be at least. If I don't like what I'm putting out, I don't think you will. I'm not saying that I'm an ego, but it's like I like to give a minimum of quality. Plus Dave will be editing this, so this will be half decent. Anyway, how can I put this? I'm coming across low key. I'm not. I'm actually quite ecstatic. It's early in the morning, so I'm just only 1 coffee in. I'm now got a point in life where it's like 2 coffees when I start going. God's sake, I'm only in my 30s, and I've got that point. It's like hour after my coffee, I'm like, eh. Oh my god. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. So that's alright. Next week will be Last Level Games. Picked up about 3 there, so I'm very happy with that one. In the last 2 months, I've dropped a lot of money on this channel, more than I usually do on an average, so it's been going well for the channel. But anyway, thank you very much. Please comment, like, subscribe. Join the Discord if you want to. I had quite a few people join the Discord. For those who join the Discord, who have joined the Discord recently, do not be afraid to ask questions or comment. The whole point of the Discord is to have conversations about collecting and such. I don't usually post that often because I forget to, but between each other conversations, yeah, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye.